Written up for discussing pay. My friends just got all written up for discussing pay and I thought you were allowed to. Just wondering because I was in the group when we were talking about it. They just haven't called me to the office yet. Wondering what should I do? They still wrote them up after they denied doing it. Yeah, one call to the labor board and let's see how that company acts after. In the U.S., it's a federally protected right to discuss pay with coworkers. Tell your friends to take those write-ups to the Department of Labor. And watch them absolutely ravage your bosses without even so much as a courtesy spit on the tip. Employment lawyer here. Most U.S.-based employees of private companies have a legal right to discuss wages and other conditions or employment and cannot be disciplined or otherwise retaliated against for doing so. If you experience any such retaliation, file a claim with the National Labor Relations Board at 1. Get in writing. 2. File suit. 3. Profit. Don't sleep on it. Not discussing pay only benefits the man. Talk away. Up. Let them put it in writing. Then contact your state labor board. You are allowed to take that right up to the appropriate regulator. Keep talking about your pay. And keep all the write-ups. They'll look great as exhibits in your wrongful termination lawsuit. If you're in the U.S., it's one of the few federally protected workers' rights. Call your labor board and fuck 'em up. My previous boss told me I wasn't allowed to talk about my wage with other workers. I kindly informed him that he was completely wrong and it's a federally protected right and that he's lucky I saved him from future lawsuits. He changed his tune the next day cause he realized he was heading towards lawsuits in the future if he kept it up with his future employees. If this happened in the U.S., get a copy of everyone's write-up and report your company to the Department of Labor. It is federally protected. Ask for hard copy of this policy. I bet they don't have one. Paper trail for breaking federal law? Send a copy up to the labor board. Make sure you get a copy. Collect them all. Go straight to your Department of Labor. They just screwed themselves. If your friend kept all the paperwork, he has all the proof he needs to sue the company. I would recommend talking to a lawyer and just lay into the company. Make sure you have a copy of the write-up with the HR rep's signature. Just tell them it's for your personal file. Do not sign it. If they fire you for refusing to sign it, tell them you need that in writing for your files as well. Labor board. Now. Keep talking about it and get fired for it. Better pay out. If they do try to get it in writing, then you can submit it to the labor board. They wrote me up for talking about how my salary was $$ per year. That's $$ per month because I make $1 an hour. Anyways, what's good with y'all today? Keep letting them write you up, but never mention you're going to go to the labor board. Do it in your own time and try to keep track of the dates and times you're written up. Let them write y'all up. Get a copy in writing. And submit evidence to the labor board. Your boss will be screwed. Have them take that written piece of evidence and file formal complaint with National Labor Relations Board. It is illegal for them to punish any worker for discussing wages or working conditions. Illegal. Well, that's illegal, so get copy and send to DOL and NLRB. If you're in the USA, it's protected speech and cannot be punished. Keep doing it. Save the evidence. Let yourself get fired for it. Profit. I thought you were allowed to. You are. Period. They still wrote them up after they denied doing it. Did they lie? Don't lie. It's illegal in the USA to punish or prohibit discussion of pay. If you're in the US, this is illegal. Go to HR and then the labor board immediately. Actually, just go to labor board, give them no time to cover their ass. That's a federally protected right to discuss your wages. Get it on writing. Call the labor board. Get an employee law attorney. Yay, that's illegal, man, to write you up for that. Yeah, that's illegal. Can I get a copy of that write-up? The state labor department needs one. I figure I'd save them the effort. I love coming into the company as a temp so I can break these rules. Make all the current staff love me and feel comfy divulging all the secrets. Make myself into the affable do-it-all. And then absolutely kill in the trade over negotiation. In the US, it's absolutely legal to discuss pay. I basically strong-armed my manager into giving me a raise after saying I'm gonna just start working as hard as I'm getting paid for. He finally agreed but told me I couldn't tell anyone, lol. Yeah, right. The dream. If they do write you up, demand a copy of the write-up for your records. If they say no, refuse to sign it. If they just say we will just put it in our records, ask why they called you in the first place. Inform them I am guessing this is the USA, that any retaliation by the company against an employee is punishable by law. The reality. Start looking for another job because you will not be promoted anytime soon and will be the first one let go when times get lean. Discussing pay is considered protected concerted activity (PCA) and it is illegal for your employer to discipline you for discussing pay. Report it to the Department of Labor. My boss was reprimanded in writing for asking for a raise for me. Your employer has committed a federal offense. Call the Department of Labor. Except you're legally allowed to talk about pay. It's a federal thing. They can't stop you. If the boss doesn't like it, then too bad. They can go shove an egg up their ass until it hatches. You, my friend, have a lawsuit. It's not illegal anywhere, except when your asshole boss isn't paying enough. This idiot management team thought it was a good idea to violate your constitutional right to discuss your pay with your fellow employees and leave a paper trail that you can easily corroborate with others from your place of work. Your first telephone call should be to your state's labor commission. Don't ask any more questions here. Go. Do it now. Labor board. Record your conversation when you go into the meeting and have a copy, even using Notes app on your phone, of any write-ups they make. Then take this to the state labor board. Do not tell them you are recording. If you are in a one-party consent state, then your own recording is your consent to record the conversation and can be put into any kind of evidence you might need. If it's a two-party state, you can still use that recording to write contemporaneous notes about the meeting, as you may have confusion in this environment and you want to remain as accurate as possible. Just don't mention that you recorded it. Sucks to see someone else living your dream. Discussing wages and working conditions with coworkers is a protected activity. Take your write-ups to your state labor department and file an EEOC charge for violation of the National Labor Relations Act. You retaliate by unionizing. Unions gave us every workers' right we have. Keep doing it until you get fired. Keep copies of your write-ups. Report this to your state's labor board. It's illegal in all 50 states. Get the write-up in an email. Do it again. Get it in writing. Do it again, until you're terminated. And get a lawyer. Punishment for discussing your own pay is federally illegal. Discussing someone else's pay without their consent or as part of your job is unethical and a breach of privacy. The Department of Labor will be happy to write up your boss for violating federal law. USA? Check your state law. Does warning state the reason?